Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because, well, we're talking about something that is fundamentally transforming how creators, coaches, and everyday entrepreneurs are building their businesses. We are unpacking the exact blueprint for selling downloadable digital products securely right through PayPal. If you've been looking for a structured, no-nonsense guide to getting your digital assets out into the world while actually protecting your revenue, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it.
So are you ready to sell digital products? I mean, it's incredibly exciting, isn't it? The dream of pure passive income, having absolutely zero physical inventory, no shipping delays, no supply chain headaches to deal with. You just create a product once, and you can sell an infinite number of times. It really is the ultimate business model for the modern creator. But as with all great opportunities, there's a reality check you have to face right out of the gate. How do you actually set up secure payments to ensure you get paid and actually keep the money you earn without falling into some pretty common technical or policy traps?
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1, the digital product boom, 2, playing by PayPal's rules, 3, how selling actually works, 4, mastering secure file delivery, 5, the seller protection trap, and 6, best practices for success. Let's jump in. Section 1, the digital product boom. The appeal of digital goods right now is just massive. People everywhere are realizing that their knowledge, their art, their everyday systems can be packaged and sold globally in an instant. We're talking about high-demand items like ebooks, templates, printables, and online courses. But the market has also rapidly expanded into things like PLR, which stands for private label rights, and master resale rights assets. It's absolutely fascinating. We're seeing incredible success with very specific niches. For instance, creators are selling cinematic AI animation prompts, or maybe a 50-page Canva template bundle specifically designed for female entrepreneurs. These are incredibly high-margin products that you can spin up right from your laptop and sell to anyone, anywhere in the world. Moving on to Section 2, playing by PayPal's rules. Now, what's really interesting about this is that while PayPal is often the default choice for sellers in the US, UK, Australia, and beyond, because it's so widely trusted, understanding their compliance requirements is completely non-negotiable. Notice the strict distinction PayPal makes under their acceptable use policy. Standard digital products, your ebooks, your templates, your everyday guides, those are perfectly fine. But you must always double-check your content against their specific guidelines. They strictly prohibit illegal items, counterfeit goods, and anything that infringes on copyright. So if you're selling standard PLR products, like maybe an ebook on mindset transformation or an AI prompt guide, you're generally in the clear. But when you start dealing with complex resale rights or bundled licensing, you really have to ensure you're staying strictly within the lines of their digital goods agreements. So the crucial point here, the reality check you absolutely must remember is this. PayPal is built to move money, not to deliver your files. This is exactly where so many beginners stumble. Selling digital goods successfully requires a lot more than just copying and pasting a payment button onto a website. You need an actual, complete system. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, how selling actually works. When it comes down to the practical, technical side of how your buyers hand over their money and actually receive their digital downloads, you've really got 2 main paths. First, there's manual delivery. This involves putting a simple PayPal button on your site, waiting for that payment notification to ping your inbox, and then directly emailing the file to the buyer. Think of this like standing behind a counter, manually handing out files one by one. It's fine if you're selling, say, 5 ebooks a week, but what if you sell 50 a day? That is where automated delivery comes in. This is your digital vending machine. Using integrated store platforms or checkout systems that feature instant redirects allows the payment and the delivery to be linked. The second the checkout is complete, boom, your buyer gets their file without you lifting a finger. If you want to scale a real catalog of products, automation isn't just nice to have, it's practically essential. Next up, Section 4, mastering secure file delivery. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact workflow you need to get the file to the buyer securely and create a reliable paper trail for yourself as the seller. It's a specific 4-step backbone for a trustworthy delivery system. Step 1, create the file. Step 2, host it securely. And please, do not leave your premium products on an unprotected public link. Step 3, connect the payment processor. And Step 4, redirect the buyer immediately to a secure download page once the payment completes. This specific sequence is what protects you against lost files, eliminates those confused buyers emailing your support desk at 2 a.m., and, crucially, it establishes proof of delivery. Let's pivot to Section 5, the seller protection trap.
Okay, please pay very close attention to this because it might seem a bit dry, but it is highly critical information that directly impacts your bottom line as a digital seller. Digital and intangible goods are often excluded from standard PayPal seller protection. PayPal simply does not treat intangible items the same way they treat physical products that you box up and ship with a tracking number. This is a massive trapdoor for uninformed sellers who just assume that because they're using PayPal, they're automatically protected against chargebacks and fraudulent disputes.
PayPal's own policy clearly states that if a buyer opens a dispute, you may need to provide, and I quote, compelling evidence of electronic delivery or access. If you are just manually emailing a PDF, you might not actually have that evidence. Without recipient information, delivery timestamps, or automated system logs showing the exact IP address that accessed the file, sellers can absolutely lose chargeback disputes, even if the buyer downloaded the file perfectly. This is exactly why that automated delivery system we just talked about is so important. It automatically generates those vital logs for you behind the scenes. Let's move to Section 6 and see how this builds into best practices for success. We know the risks of lost disputes now, right? So let's pivot to the actionable strategies you need to bulletproof your business. Here is your rapid-fire checklist for success. First, make absolutely sure you're using a PayPal business account, not a personal one, so you have access to the right commercial tools. Second, write incredibly clear descriptions. If you're selling something like a stock image bundle or a social media template pack, list the exact file formats, the number of files, and the precise licensing terms. Ambiguity always leads to chargebacks. Third, make your refund policy highly visible so buyers don't have to dig for it. Fourth, keep detailed records of transaction IDs and customer emails. And finally, utilize those automated delivery tools to capture those essential delivery logs we talked about. Clear communication and solid automation are, without a doubt, your best defenses.
And that wraps up our explainer for today. You now know how to navigate the boom, play by the rules, automate your delivery, and protect yourself from the seller protection trap. You've got the complete blueprint right in your hands. So I'll leave you with this one question. What digital empire are you going to build now that your backend is completely bulletproof?